In today's video, I will answer most of the common question about how does a unicycle work. If there is any question I do not answer in this video, just leave the question in the comments below. First of all, unicycle do not have a free wheel. The pedals are directly fixed on the wheel. It means that if I do one turn of the pedal, the wheel will do one turn as well. And it can also go backward. This is more or less the main difference between a bike and a unicycle. I always need to pedal. Why don't we have a free wheel? It is because we need the control on the pedal to hold the balance. Honestly, there is some people who has been building like homemade unicycle with a free wheel. But for me, I think this is absolutely crazy and I will not go on a long trip with that. How often does I fall from the unicycle? Actually, way less than people expect. I kind of think of it like riding a bike. Right now, if you get on a bike, you don't have to focus and you don't really fall off. It's more or less the same with a unicycle. As one difference is that if you don't pay attention to the ground, it might happen sometimes that there is just a bump on the ground and then that makes you tilt forward and you fall. But in this case, most of the time, I just land on my feet. In 10 years, I'm riding a unicycle. I've never injured myself. Next thing's coming, the brake. I have a brake on my unicycle. Meanwhile, the main purpose of the brake is not actually to stop, because no need to explain that if I'm riding and I press the brake, what's gonna happen is like, yes, the wheel will stop, but my body will keep going, so poof, and I will fall on my nose. The main moment when I use the brake is if I'm going downhill. Then I will just press the brake slightly, so it slows down the speed of the unicycle and I do not need to control the speed with my legs because it gets very exhausting. First of all, if I have to go up, there is no secret. I just need to pedal stronger. If I go down, then I have the brake, which make a big difference. If you think about like the up and down, if you don't have a brake, it's as exhausting to go uphill than to go downhill. Most of unicycle do not have gears. There is actually one way to have gear on the unicycle. There is one corporation, I think based in Switzerland, that makes some hacks. What you do is like when you ride, you push with your ankle. Here there is a little button that you can put in or put out. When it's on, then you will do one turn of pedal and the wheel will do one turn. It's pretty nice, allow you to go faster, but the main problem about it, it's quite expensive. A brand new axe with gear costs about €1,500. There is actually something that kind of replace the gear on the unicycle. It is a ratio you have between your crank and your wheel. If you have a bigger wheel, it means that with one turn, you're gonna make a longer distance. And this is the reason why when you go for a long distance, you want to get a wheel as big as you can. On this unicycle, the wheel is 36 inch, which is the biggest wheel size that get commonly commercialized for unicycle. Obviously, if you have a longer crank, you're gonna need to make a bigger movement to make one spin. So, shorter is your crank, faster you can go. Meanwhile, more your crank is short, less control you have. This is why you always try to find a nice balance between long crank that give you a lot of control and short crank which allow you to go faster. On this unicycle, you can see that my crank have two holes, one here and one here. This setup which I've put is the longest one, which gives me the most control. But I can also get the crank a little bit smaller, so if I'm riding like on a flat distance, then I can ride faster. How fast does a unicycle ride? Actually, the average speed I go at the moment is between 16 and 18 km per hour. I do expect that after a bit of time my body will be stronger and I will go for an average of more like 22 to 25 km per hour. I met the world champion of unicycling marathon. His average speed was about 32-33 km per hour. About the distance that you can actually ride, the limitation is probably not what you would expect. The main limitation is my butt. It's not a distance, but it's more a matter of time that limitate me. After like between half an hour and 40 minutes on the unicycle, I need to take a break, rest my bum for like 10-15 minutes, and then I can ride again. Thanks for watching. I hope this video has been helping you to clarify and understand better how does a unicycle work. If you feel that there is a question you have and I haven't answered it, please just write me in a comment below your question and I will answer it in a couple of days. And if you like this video, give it a like, give it a subscribe, blah blah blah, and most important, if you want to make your life better, buy a piece of cheese.